Hello children, welcome you all to my channel EduChats. Today we are going to learn about comparing quantities, which is the chapter 8 of class 7 of CBSE. Okay, so comparing quantities. So today, as part of comparing quantity, we are going to learn about ratios first. So here you will understand what is ratio. So children, you might have heard about ratio sometime. Do anyone know what ratio is? Okay, we'll go into it. So ratios are used to compare quantities by division. So comparing two quantities by division, we use ratios. Okay, you might have heard about ratio sometimes, maybe in some TV discussions or some newspapers also. Have you heard about men woman ratio in the country, or men woman ratio in state? Or you might have heard about boys girls ratio in a class. Okay, so those are ratios. Why we use this ratio? These ratios are used to compare quantities. So when you say men woman ratio, it is comparing men quantity with woman quantity. So when we say boys girls ratio in a class, we are comparing the number of boys against number of girls. So that is how we calculate the ratio. Hope you might have understood what ratio is. Okay, now we will go into details. So how we will represent ratio? So to represent ratio, we use a symbol that is like this. You can simply say like a colon symbol. So this is used to represent a ratio. When we use this symbol, you will have a number on left side of the symbol as well as the right side. For example, I am saying 21 here and 7 on right side. So you have a number on left, number on right, and here we have the ratio symbol. And how you call this symbol? This symbol, you call it as is to. You call it as is to. So how do you call this? In total, we say 21 is to 7. That is how we mention ratio. So this is 21 is to 7. We are comparing a quantity of 21 with another quantity of 7. Okay. So what you understand from this? That is what we are going to learn. So this is basically, ratio is basically a comparison by division. So how will you more simplify this? You have to divide it. So 21 is to 7 says 21 by 7. You do it to further simplify this ratio. You have to show the ratio in the most simplest form. So 21 is by 7, like you can divide using 7. Here it is 1. Then you divide here using 7, 3. So which is equal to 3 by 1, which we can write as 3 is to 1. So what we did here is we simplified this 21 by 7 to shortest or smallest form, and then write the ratio here. So 21 is to 7 is equivalent to 3 is to 1. So basically ratio is a comparison by using division. So for example, if this is the boys girls ratio in a class, we can say like 3 is to 1 is the ratio of boys and girls in that particular class. Okay, So that is why we use this ratio. So it is for comparing quantities and identifying uh, the the quantity details in a nutshell. Okay. Another thing to understand here is, so when you compare two quantities, it should be of same kind. You can compare a quantity of fruits, maybe 2 3 apples, to 9 oranges. How will you find the ratio for this? 3 apples to 9 oranges. So which is 3 is to 9. Okay, this is 3 is to 9. So you compare one type to a kind of another same type. It both are fruits, which may need sometimes comparison. And another example can be, I can compare like maybe some 50 kg to 42 kg. Here you can see these are same units. So unit should be same when you compare. The quantity should be, the unit mentioned should be same for the quantity. So how can we simplify by this problem? So 50, we can write it as 50 is to 42. So we have to, like I told earlier, we have to further simplify this. So when you further simplify this, this will become, we have to divide it 50 by 42, which is equal to, how can we further simplify this? You can divide by 2, I guess it is 25, and here it is 21. So what is the ratio? 25 is to 21 is the ratio. Okay, 25 is to 21 is the ratio. This is the smallest simplified form of these two numbers. Okay, so 2 things to keep in mind is, you have to use same units for uh, mentioning ratio. So if it is some 50 kg and it is some 100 gram, then how you have to do is, you have to make either 1 to 1 unit, either kilogram to gram or gram to kilogram. Then only you have to calculate the ratio. That we can go in our further study. Okay, so this might have given you a basic understanding of what ratio is. Okay, so now let us see one more question. Like I have rupees 5 to 50 paise. 5 rupees to 50 paise. What is the ratio? Okay, so here what we need to do, either we have to make 50 paise to rupees unit or 5 rupee to paise unit. So what is 5 rupees? So we will, what we are going to do is, we are going to make 5 rupees to paise. So 5 rupees, how many price is this? This is 5 into 1 rupee is 100 paise. So 5 rupee is 5 into 100 paise, right? Which is equal to 500 paisa. Now you can find the ratio against 50 paise to 50 ps. 500 paisa to 50 paisa. What is the ratio? So how will we find it out? Like usual, we divide further. So 500 divided by 50, which is equal to 0 got cancelled, 10 times, which is equal to 10 by 1, right? So we can say it is 10 is to 1. 10:1 is the ratio of rupees 5 to 50 paise. Okay, children? So, ratio is basically used to compare quantities by division. So, is to, or this colon symbol, is used for identifying ratio. Ratio should be shown its simplest form. So any higher number should be divided and made to its smallest form to get the ratio of those two quantities. And another thing we learned is you need to compare quantities of same kind to get the ratio. So if the quantities are of different kind or different units, you have to make it to same unit to get the ratio. Okay. Okay, students, let us continue doing few more examples. So now I am taking an example of another unit. So I'm going to find out the ratio of 15 kg to 210 grams. So I'm going to find the ratio of 15 kg to 210 gram. Okay. So what is the ratio of this thing? So here you can see I already told like we have to have the same unit for both quantities to find the ratio. Here you can see the first quantity is in kilograms or kg, whereas the second quantity is in gram. So what we can do here is we can make this kilogram also into this unit and then we can find the ratio. So 15 kilogram and 210 gram. What we are going to do now? 15 kilogram, right? So how we are converting to gram? What is 1 kilogram value? 1 kilogram is 1000 grams. 1 kilogram is 1000 gram. So what is 15 kilogram? 15 kilogram is 15 into 1000, which is 15,000 grams. So 15 kg is equivalent to 15,000 gram. Now we are good to go with finding ratio. How we can write it? So we can now write it as 15,000 gram to 210 gram. Now you can see both the same unit. Now we can find the ratio easily. How we will do? So we can write it as like this, right? 15,000 is to 210. So further simplifying, 15,000 divided by 210. What we can do first is easily cancel these two zeros. Now 1500 divided by 21, right? So we can divide it by 3, right? So when you divide here by 3, it becomes 7, because 7 times 3 is 21. Now when you divide this by 3, 15, 15, 5 times 3 is 50. So this will be 5 and then these two zeros, 500. So now it becomes like what? 500 divided by 7. So what is the ratio? Now it is 500 divided by 7. How can we write it in ratio? 500 is to 7. Okay. 500 is to 7 is the ratio of 15 kilogram to 210 gram. So once again I am telling, so here both units should be same to calculate the ratio. Here the question is 15 kilogram to 210 grams. So first you have to make this kilogram also into grams, and then we have both units in grams, and then we can calculate the ratio. Other way is you have to make this gram to kilogram. So when you make kilogram to gram, you have to divide, you have to multiply by 1000. But when you make a gram to kilogram, you have to divide by 1000. That way it will come as 0.210. And then you have to write like 15 is to 0.210, and then need to do the calculation. But this is the best, easiest way for finding the ratio here. So I converted kilogram to gram and we got this value. Okay. So an important point to understand is the unit. Earlier in the previous example, one quantity was in rupees, whereas the other quantity was in paise. So we made rupees to paise and then we found the ratio. Here one quantity was kilogram and the other is gram. So we made kilogram also to gram and then we find the ratio. I got you have understood the way we are doing or we are calculating ratio. Okay children, hope you have understood the concept of ratio. Now we will do two more examples before we winding up. Okay, the question here is you have to find the ratio of 30 days to 36 hours. So in this question, actually the unit 1 is in days and other is in hours. Like I told earlier and the previous examples we worked, we made the same unit for both quantity. So rupees to paise and kilogram to gram. Here it is days and hours. So how we can do this? So here you can see it is 36 hours. So what we can do is this 30 days can be converted into hours, right? So how can we convert 30 days into hours? What is one day? One day is 24 hours. One day is 24 hours. So what is 30 days? So 30 days, how we can calculate? 24 into 30, right? Which is equal to 24 into 3. How much is 24 into 3? 24 into 3. It is 72. So 72 and this 0. So 720 hours, right? So 720 hours is 30 days. Now you have hours here, right? So now we can rewrite this thing as 30 days to 36 hours is equivalent to 720 hours to 36 hours. So when you calculate the ratio, how we write it? 720 hours is to 36 hours. On further simplifying, what we do is a comparison by division. So 720 by 36, right? So you can easily see that 36, here it is 72. Actually 36 into 2 is 72. So you can see, like if I do this, 36 into 2 is 72, right? 36. So we can all the way cut it by 2. So now it is equal to, here top will be 2 into and 0, that is 20. Here it is 1, right? 20 by 1, correct? So 20 by 1, which we can write as in ratios 20 is to 1. Okay, so 30 days to 36 hours, the ratio here is 20 is to 1, right? Because so this is the smaller number, right? Here because it is just 36 hours, whereas here it is 20 because we have days, 30 days are here. So when you compare 30 days against 36 hours, the ratio will be like this, which is 20 is to 1. Okay, so this is the way we are calculating the ratios. Okay, so you can do different examples with the different units and comparing these quantities and converting the units to of same kind and then calculating the ratio. Hope you have understood the ratio concept pretty well, and we have more things to learn in ratio, like equivalent ratios and all those things are there. So we will continue in our next classes. Thank you, children.